Hey guys, Lisa Salvatore here. I am recording this video for the new moon in Leo on July 31st, 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it will take place. So I wanted to first mention that I will be doing my tarot scopes back by popular demand. People have been asking, I've heard you. I'm going to start doing those again, but I'm going to do them monthly because I used to do them weekly and it was a lot to keep up with that for all 12 signs. So I'm going to go back and start doing them monthly. We'll start off that way. Hopefully from there it'll take off and I'll be able to do more, but I'm going to start monthly. So if you would like to be notified of when those begin, make sure you subscribe by clicking the button below and also signing up for my newsletter, where I will put that out on the website when the time comes for me to be doing that. Hopefully I will have those started by September. So this new moon in Leo is a really, really nice new moon. It's beautiful. It does not have a lot of challenging aspects at all. There are a couple of bumps and lumps along the road as usual, but nothing that can't be smoothed over quickly because we've got some really good looking astrology for the next 6 weeks or so. And if we, again, take what I say with a grain of salt. If something resonates with you, great, take it with you. And if it doesn't, just let it be. But overall, again, it's about how you work with the energy. You can choose to not do anything at all, and that's fine. Or you can take something that is being presented to you or make something out of a circumstance or situation which could then better you or move something along for you in a different manner. So it's always about like what you do with the energy. Just because the astrology is great right now does not mean that some big, great, wonderful things are going to happen. Likewise, when the astrology is a little more negative, it doesn't mean you're going to, have a horrible time. It's really just about what you make of it and what you do with it. New moons, however, are always a really great time for new growth, change, abundance, projects, situations, starting fresh, starting things is always the key under new moons. And then depending upon what sign they fall in and the planetary energy surrounding and activating the moon cycle makes a huge difference. And the 2 to 3 days prior to the new moons and 2 to 3 days after the new moon are the most potent as far as the energy goes and the times to work with it. So with this new moon, new moon means the sun and the moon are in the same sign, which right now is Leo. They're both at 8 degrees of Leo. And Leo is a great sign. I mean, all 12 signs are great, right? And they've all got their positive sides, and then they've also got their shadow side. Leo's a fire sign, so Leo likes to act, very courageous, very bold. It's a creative sign. It rules the 5th house in astrology, which is all about creativity, and it's about children, and it's also about love. So that's what the sign of the heart, which is Leo, rules over, and it's ruled by the sun. So when the sun is in Leo, it's in its natural home. It loves to be there. That's why it's no coincidence that Leo season is always a time where people take vacation. They want to have more fun. They want to get out and do things. We feel more playful. Most Leos are very playful and creative, as is the energy right now. It just feels a lot lighter. It's definitely a time to create. And also, it's important that we mention that Venus and Mars are pretty much throughout the whole month of August are doing this little dance in the sky, and I'll talk about that in another video. But Venus is the natural feminine planet and Mars is the masculine planet. And whenever they come together, they produce a specific type of chemistry, and it's very powerful, and it's sparks, let's just say. So right now, Venus is actually invisible in the sky. So a lot of what Venus is helping to create is self-love, relationship to self. So it's all about intimacy and how we do it, how we show up for it, but mainly with ourselves first. I actually, I listened to a really good astrologer, Adam Gainsberg, and I like his take on the word intimacy because he says, "Into me I see." And that really is what this time is about, is how you work with what is within, because this is an internal process right now. It's how you work with what is within. It's all about self-worth, what we can create, what we want to create, what we need maybe some help in creating, and not being afraid to ask for that help, because there are people around us that would be happy to help if we just open up and ask, right? So this is a great time to create projects. If you are about to enter into anything new and it feels really good or it looks really good and you're getting the green light and you feel like it's time, it's awesome for that. The Jupiter right now, the planet Jupiter, is making a beautiful trine with this new moon. So it's making a beautiful trine to the new moon. Mars is also conjuncting the moon, so we could feel, again, Mars is heat and it's frictional, but because Jupiter's sitting right there, it could really mitigate any negativity that Mars could produce, or any potential flare-ups that could happen temperamentally or psychologically. With Jupiter there, it could really mitigate a lot of that. So that's a really nice place to have Jupiter sitting with this new moon at the moment. So again, it's great for creation, for anything you're trying to put out there. Jupiter will station direct on August 11th. And when Jupiter goes direct, there's like a level of clarity that comes along with it. And it's like the light gets turned back on and we can see something more clearly that we were perhaps having some confusion on. That could be something that's, internal, external, doesn't matter. But there could be some clarity coming in for you at this time around this new moon. Some aha moments. There could be breakthroughs, liberation, seeing things from a completely different angle, going totally outside of the box. Mercury's going to enter into Leo soon as well. And that gives us a really nice edge with our communication, but you want to watch your words because, again, with Mars so hot and close, there could be some friction. With Jupiter there, it'll smooth it out, it'll smooth it over for us, but we just want to be watchful of, mindful, I should say, of what we say and how we say it and who we say it to, just to avoid any kind of unnecessary confrontation or conflict. Now, we are out of the eclipse time technically, but not really, because if you want to really explore more about the eclipses and what and where they hit your chart and how and what, the way they'll affect you or the way that they have affected you, you want to look back to January of 2018, which is when these eclipses began in the Cancer-Capricorn axis, because each batch of eclipses goes between two signs that are opposite of each other. So starting January of 2018, that began in Cancer and Capricorn. So you want to look to your chart to see which areas, or houses I should say, Cancer and Capricorn, where they sit. Because even if you don't have any planets in Cancer and Capricorn, those two signs will be somewhere in your chart, and so that area of your life will be impacted somehow by these eclipses. And again, it could be internal, it doesn't have to be big, it could be external, it could also be huge, it depends on your own personal chart. It could be of a psychological nature, usually eclipses are more so of a psychological nature. But you want to look at January of 2018, so that's when they began, and it goes all the way through this year, 2019, and then again when we have our last eclipse in January of 2020, which is also Cancer Capricorn, and that will close it out. Now, when I say close it out, it means that will kind of like shut the door on that area of life that might have gotten some sort of a facelift, or change might have happened there. Again, internal, external, or both. It could be small, it could be large, it doesn't matter, but eclipses always bring change. That's it. Always, always, always. There's change there, there's entrances, there's exits, there's wrap-ups, there's lots of portals of energy that could open up, and we have limited times to work with them. And again, it's free will, it's what we do with things, but they bring in fated events, people, circumstances, and then it's what we do or don't do in those time frames that is so impactful and matters the most. So if you're more interested on the eclipse cycle of Cancer Capricorn, which takes us into 2020, you do want to go and look at your chart and see which areas those two signs are hitting in your chart, okay? But back to this new moon, it's an awesome new moon. It's a great time to get creative, to work with what we've got, to focus on self-love, to focus on how we show up for others, to be very open and present and not be afraid to express ourselves, because Leo is all about expression. It's about speaking from the heart to align with your truth. And as long as you're doing that in a stand-up manner, everything should go really smoothly at this time. Of course, some minor bumps in the road as always, but nothing major. There's a lot of beautiful aspects coming up throughout the month of August. I will come back with another video or two for Jupiter direct. Uranus is also going retrograde. There's other things that are happening, but the key phrase for the next 6 weeks is breakthrough. Mercury will also station direct on July 31st, the same day as the new moon, which is really good. That could feel very refreshing, like we're not being held back anymore and things can push forward. Mercury has been retrograde since the beginning of July, and it was in Cancer, and then it was in Leo, and now it's stationing direct in Cancer, but then it will move officially into Leo in early August, and that's going to feel really nice and liberating and a lot more free, and we're not going to feel so tense about, the areas of communication and travel, which is what Mercury rules over, so that can feel really nice. I'm not sure if I already mentioned that at the beginning of the video. I don't think I did, but so in case I already said it, I'm saying it again. Mercury's stationing direct, and that's really awesome. On the same day as this new moon, lots of freedom feeling. You know, Jupiter's there giving us a lot of blessings in disguise, a lot of help. That could be something that we might not see as so fortunate at the time, but we will see it in the near future. I pulled a animal spirit card for this new moon energy. I love this deck. It's super pretty. I'll link it below, but it's the Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I love it. And I pulled number 10. Let's see if we can see that. Buffalo Spirit. And it says, the abundant universe will provide, which is a nice message. And Jupiter, which I've been talking about a lot with this new moon because it is a key player, is all about abundance and blessings. So that message is really cool. I'm just going to read what it says out of the book before we go here. So Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts: the meat, the hide, the bones. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too, do you have many gifts available to you. Buffalo Spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires, not by force or pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you, trusting that there is always plenty to go around. Whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support, it's all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth that the world is rich and teeming with resources. There is always more than enough, and you are always enough. At this time, you can expect all your intentions and needs to come into a form that is right for you. Your heartfelt gratitude is making you a magnet for miracles. Buffalo Spirit's message is to remember that you co-create your reality in partnership with Spirit, so offer up your thanks and your prayers even before you see conditions you desire, not just for yourself, but for others too. Then you will quickly see the results in tangible ways. Gratitude has the magic to grow the good, so offer thanks and praise as you acknowledge all that you have and all that is possible. So that's really cool because that message is all about abundance, Jupiter, and manifestation, which is the new moon. And there's 68 cards in that deck. So like I always say, there's no such thing as coincidence. I truly believe that. And I hope that this has helped you. If you would like to schedule a session, you know where you can find me, and I will be back with more videos for the month of August. I will talk to you all real soon, and take good care of yourselves. Bye.